Before we get started, I want to congratulate everyone on the fact that the Umamusume global server is now set to launch in just 10 days. Hello, I'm a Korean player who's been casually enjoying the game on the Korean server. Right now, the Korean server is celebrating its 3rd anniversary with events, and the UAE app scenario has just been released, so we are having a great time with it. I couldn't help but to make this video after hearing on Twitter about some upcoming features for the global server. I'm sure those of you waiting for the global server are excited, but even players on the Korean and JP servers are curious about this news. So let's read some of the details. Dear trainers, today we like to share with you a little bit our plans for the English versions of Umamusume Pre-Derby. First, you can expect to see all the same events and scouts as in the JP version. However, we want to experience the latest content sooner rather than later, so content will be released at a faster pace with shorter gaps between events and scouts, but the durations of the events and scouts themselves will be the same as they originally were in the JP version. As you can see, they're trying to close the 4+ year gap between the global and JP servers by shortening the gaps between events. Many of you left positive replies in the comments on that tweet. Given how long the gap has been, it's understandable that this sounds like good news. However, I have some concerns. I'm not sure if this is really a good news, because if the gaps between each events are shortened, it might affect one of the game's main pieces of content, the Champions Meeting, which is a PvP event. You might probably heard about it. If the gaps between those events are reduced, players might have less time to prepare for each Champions Meeting, which could be a challenge. Of course, you can argue that since everyone would have the same shortened prep time, it's fair. And honestly, a 4-year gap is massive, so speeding things up might not be a bad idea. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. For casual players like me, it's probably fine. But I wonder if players who are serious about the PvP contents might feel a bit stressed because of less preparation time. Those who already have experience from the JP server might know that I'm referring to the grinding session. There's more to talk about on the next page, so let's read on. We also plan to selectively implement other new features and quality of life changes earlier than in JP version going forward. For example, we are already working on the guided career feature, which is JP versions didn't receive until its 4th anniversary. We'll keep you updated on when you can expect to see it in game. So I'm not a JP server player, so I'm not entirely sure, but many people are saying this guided career feature refers to the auto training function. From what I know, the JP server has applied the auto training feature to the latest scenario and the URA scenario, which is the first scenario. If this feature is implemented quickly on the global server, we might see auto training for the URA scenario much sooner than expected. Players on other servers are expecting, maybe even hopeful, that if the global server gets the auto training feature, the Korean server might also get it before our 4th anniversary. Though, to be honest, it's more curiosity than expectation, since the URA scenario is already 3 years for us on the Korean server. Anyway, once the global server launches, I hope casual players like me, or even those with 3 or 4 years of experience, can share tips for you to enjoy the game. Unfortunately, in Korea, we can't access the game on Steam, maybe due to regional restrictions, or because we already have our own server. Let me show you quick here. This is when we attempt to access the Steam page from the global Umamusume site, and it says that the item is currently unavailable in your region. I'm not sure how things will play out after the global launch, but it would be nice to show you how the game works if we have access to the Steam version and English text. To be honest, as a Korean server player, my memory of starting the game 3 years ago is a bit fuzzy, so I'm not sure where to begin with the explaining. So if you have any questions about the upcoming global server, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer, and if there are some questions that may be good enough to make a video about it, I consider making a future video addressing them with a guide. Well, the wait is almost over, everyone. Feel free to leave and like and subscribe, and maybe after the release, I'll see you in the next video.